Professor Wildman holds a Bachelor of Arts in Mathematics, Physics, and Computer Sciences from Flinders University in Australia, a Bachelor of Divinity from the University of Sydney, Australia, and a Doctor of Philosophy in Philosophy of Religion from the University of California at Berkeley. Dr. Wildman joined the faculty of Boston University in 1993 and today is a professor of philosophy, theology, and ethics in the School of Theology. He also holds a full professorial appointment in the Faculty of Computing and Data Sciences. Dr. Wildman's primary research and teaching interests are in philosophical theology, philosophical ethics, the scientific study of religion, computational humanities, and the ethics of emerging technologies. We are delighted to have this scholar, teacher, and mentor with us today who will speak to you on behalf of the faculty. Please join me in welcoming Professor Wildman.
G'day. Congratulations, class of 2028. You've come a long way already. You've finished one adventure, building a record of accomplishment that got you admitted to a highly competitive university. You survived COVID high school. You're now probably figuring out how to say goodbye to the people who love you most in the whole world, who have guarded and guided you for many years. Now you're starting a new adventure right here at Boston University, a powerhouse institution in a vibrant city. There's a lot to look back on and plenty to look forward to. For my part, I'm looking forward to getting to know some of you in ethics classes within the Faculty of Computing and Data Sciences. I commute to work on public transport. Over the years, I've made some good commuter buddies. Lately, I've been asking the parents with kids in college and the young people just out of college what advice they would give you as you approach this new phase of life. I collected the advice into a top 10 list I call Commuter Buddy Advice for Matriculants. Number 10, build on your accomplishments. Remember what you have already achieved and use that confidence to thrive. Number 9, plan for your future. College is the ultimate life planning tool, so make the most of the freedom you have to choose the life you want. Number 8, make a difference. Volunteering is good for mental health, it's good for others. Find a transformative activity that's meaningful to you and invest in it. Number 7, be skeptical. Question everything, including the way universities work, the way politics and the economy work. Don't assume things need to stay the same. Number 6, be yourself. Listen to what everyone says you should be and do, but then make your own decisions about who you are and what you will become. Number 5, think first. Your frontal cortex powers of self-regulation are still in development, but you're super smart, so don't do dumb things. Number 4, grasp opportunities. Stretch out of your comfort zone, try novel activities, make new friends. You get out of college what you put into it. Number 3, build character. Happiness depends in part on a morally principled approach to life, grounded in a deep sense of compassion and fairness. Number 2, one day at a time. It can be a lot: college classes, new roommates and friends, living far from home, staying healthy. Take it all one day at a time. Number 1, kiss the moments as they fly. This is a precious time in your life, so don't take it for granted and allow yourself to relish every moment. And one final piece of advice: don't call your parents for everything. If you fall, get right back up again. As the Japanese proverb says, fall down 7 times, stand up 8. The wisdom of my commuter buddies and friends is solid, I reckon, born out of their children going to college and their own experiences as students. I'm betting your wise parents would back their advice. Now, advice delivered let me move to a more professorial perspective on matriculation, since I'm charged today with speaking on behalf of my faculty colleagues. Professors are different in the way regular people are. We're also similar in some ways. We're probably ideologically less diverse than we might be. We all dress up from time to time with robes and hats and hoods. It might look odd, but we're actually reminding ourselves of the vast heritage of knowledge discovery to which each of us contributes in our own unique way. Another point of commonality is that we love our students. Our favourite traits are probably their curiosity, their raw intelligence, their hunger to learn, and their determination to leave the world better than they found it. We have something subtler in common too. Though we're interested in information and knowledge for its own sake, and we're committed to passing it to the next generation, we're also invested in understanding, by which I mean making meaningful sense of our reality, our cosmos, our planetary habitat, our histories, our societies, our behaviour, our bodies, maybe even the future. Those themes are way too large for any one of us to master, but collectively we deepen a shared understanding. Our university creates an amazing home for this to happen. By admitting you to university, we're inviting each of you to catch a glimpse of the accumulating knowledge and understanding that we've built over the 2,500 years since academic scholarship arose, through millions of thinkers and books, leading to countless potentially transformative educational moments. Fortunately, you only need to read a few of those books. Now, let's be realistic. As weird as we professors are, we're not stupid. We know that some of you are here for fun and freedom of emerging adulthood. Some of you want a career-focused education to make big bucks and juice life out of everything you can get out of it. Anyone? And some of you have no idea what you really want yet because you're just doing the next thing that everyone around you seems to expect. That's all fine. But adjacent to your party school fun, your big paycheck hunt and your figure yourself out quest lies the deep vision of universities, Boston University included. This vision is active all around us. It is incredibly exciting to us professors, and we're inviting you to see it for yourself. But it's a quiet invitation. Nobody's going to force you to dig deep for that profound understanding. You can get through your degree and rightly celebrate your graduation by accumulating information, honing skills, passing courses. But just in case your curiosity does extend to wanting to know what we professors consider the good stuff, the deep reason why we do what we do, including dressing up in funny clothes for special occasions, indulge me. I'm going to offer an uncommon perspective on what's happening right here with all of you and your families. I study complex social systems for a living. I learn how they work, how they break, how they transition between regimes, using computational, data science, social science, and humanities tools. As part of that, I study how people make meaningful lives, find a moral orientation, cultivate personal virtues that help make life so intensely beautiful, using tools from philosophy, ethics, and theology. I love what I do, and sometimes I can scarcely believe that I can make a living from it. Thank you, President Provost. This collection of skills affords an angular way of seeing, and I write non-fiction and fiction to express what I see. Right now, I see thousands of intricate life tapestries, already interwoven with thousands more, some of whom are your guests today, including wise and long-suffering parents. Soon you'll be adding new threads to your life tapestry, interweaving with the very people among whom you are sitting. I find the intensity of each individual life almost overwhelming to contemplate. The joy and striving, and yes, even the pain and failure is staggering. How can any of us truly fathom the intense interiority of another person's life journey? But this moment is not just about you as individuals. Today, I also see the leading edge of a civilizational transformation. From a cultural evolutionary perspective, we have never been remotely close to where we are now as a species. We have only the slightest notion of what adaptive responses might be, of what it takes to survive and thrive in the new world we are birthing. What makes our cultural situation so utterly unprecedented? Our world is a high-tech, fast transportation, big differences close together, opportunity-packed, kaleidoscopically shifting miracle of cooperation. And we are in the middle of an epochal shift. Our species' first gigantic transformation in civilization form was from hunter-gatherer lifestyles to farming communities with domesticated crops and animals. You probably don't remember that. It was a while ago. But it too was a miracle of cooperation. It took a long time to unfold, thousands of years, partly because plenty of people weren't convinced that noisy, smelly, crowded towns were a good lifestyle choice, even if long-term food storage and coordinated defence solved important survival problems. The transformation we are going through is mind-bogglingly fast by comparison. The first airplanes flew just a handful of decades ago. Now we can jet from New York to my home in Australia without stopping to refuel. Not long ago, typewriters were incredibly cool, and to see actors telling stories, we needed to attend live theatre. Spare a thought for your parents who are amazed at what you think is just normal technology. But don't forget that your children will laugh at your dinosaur ignorance of the tech they take for granted. That's how fast things are changing. We are not well adapted to this dazzling complexity and furious pace of change. Our vision penetrates deep enough into complex systems to anticipate some marketing realities, maybe, some revenue pathways, but not far enough to see the unintended consequences of our decisions. We discovered how to extract carbon-based energy to power our civilization, but we didn't anticipate climate change. By the time we figured out the consequences of our actions, we were economically dug in and now find it difficult to change course. We created social media technologies that made a few people extremely wealthy, only to discover later that we unintentionally burdened a generation of children with an addictive distraction lifestyle that measurably increases social anxiety and blue-screen loneliness. We built medical technologies and public health expertise that have doubled lifespans worldwide since 1900 and taken us to the very edge of individualised medical treatments that promise to end cancer and most other diseases on planet Earth. At the same time, this knowledge unleashed formidable biological weapons and brings us ethically puzzling biomedical technologies from cloning to designer babies. We created artificial intelligence to offload a host of complex, expensive tasks to machines without truly understanding the economic transformation it would trigger. AI algorithms are now everywhere. Generative AI is already routine, even though it's still in its infancy. And robotics is launching us into the AI stratosphere. General artificial intelligence is just around the corner, yet we have barely begun to wrap our minds around the unprecedented challenges posed by this new breakthrough in technology. On top of all that, our cultures have shifted in unprecedented ways. Religion is in rapid decline. For some of you, that's a reason to grieve and worry, while for others it is a point of celebration or indifference. But all of you should recognise that this takes our species into unfamiliar territory. Human beings have never not had religion to generate social cohesion through stabilising social norms and moral values. Meanwhile, spirituality continues in a chaotic way without religious restrictions and guidance. Ethics has become hyper-individualised. Politics has become truth-optional. Our seemingly heartless institutions are driving many young people to despair. And it is difficult to find corporate support beyond families for cultivating the virtues that make for honourable character and healthy citizenship. When religion began its unprecedented decline 2 centuries ago, we didn't anticipate these side effects. And now we know religious decline is not just a Western phenomenon. It occurs worldwide, wherever there is economic security, education, freedom, and cultural pluralism. Our species has never had to manage a civilization under these circumstances, so we have little established wisdom to draw on. I don't know what the next exciting tech breakthrough or big cultural shift will be, but I do know one thing: we're probably not ready for it. We're not ready because we're not adapted to the mind-bogglingly rapid pace of change, because we don't know how to see deeply into complex systems, because our tech-intensive cultures are exposing our tendencies to cognitive error. Just look at how easy it is to fool us with disinformation. I know one other thing. You can learn to see deeply. You can enhance your powers of compassion, sensing the pain of others and translating that into revolutionary action for the sake of a more just and hopeful future. You can unravel the mysteries of the complex social systems that trap us even as they transform us. You can learn to read the longer-term future. You can be the visionary force of hope that we need as we struggle for an adaptive response to an unprecedented cultural situation. The truth is that, in the long run, we need you more than you need us. We faculty are hoping with our whole hearts that you'll invest in learning to see deeply so that you can show us how to live adaptively. You've been invited. Come on in. Whoever said home is where the heart is was not wrong. As we invest in you, invest your heart in this place and make it your home. My commuter buddies and friends, join me in sincerely wishing you every good thing. On behalf of the faculty of Boston University, who are brimming with confidence in you, welcome home, class of 2028.